Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Consulting June Time. And every Friday, 5:30 to 6, we're here to share information, experiences from teachers, professors, students, and very important information and stories. We want to give more inspiration for students, and also we want bring all the good students and also the self-motivated students to share more experiences. That's when I refer to you, right? So welcome, Allison. Yeah, nice meeting you. So first, before I introduce you, actually, I want you to overwhelm us, okay, with everything you accomplished within the 3 years of your high schools. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a rising senior at Valley Christian. One of my interests is math, so I tend to pursue that a little bit harder. I was first at Math League Regionals, 6th at Math League States, and 16th at Nationals. I've won 2 statistics competitions as best overall in the nation, and one of them was just like analyzing data from the CDC to address public health issues, while the other one was more fun, and it was just predicting college basketball tournaments. I've also qualified for the AMY as the top 5% of the AMC 12, and outside of school, I swim, so I am a states qualifier in swimming. I was 6th this year, and I'm also a Speedo sectionals qualifier, which is like the first step on the national championship series.
Okay, well, actually, Allison has a lot of things to tell, but because of the time, you can only share a little bit. Well, I know you're a very humble kid, right? So making you to tell like everything is not really comfortable for you, but thank you for introducing everything. So basically I already know, and I think everybody already know like what you have accomplished, right? So I have some questions. Actually, I want you to share more with the students, also the parents. The first thing is like how many APs actually you took, because I have many students, but I heard like your APs numbers is kind of like throw me away, right? Okay, so how many APs you took?
Okay, I've taken 12 total by the end of this year. So I took 1 freshman year, 4 sophomore year, and 7 junior year, which is this year. And then I have 5 more scheduled for my senior year.
Okay, so actually total together you were reaching more than 20.
Well, I think I'll be at 17 after next year.
17. Yeah. Okay, all right. And how can you handle so many APs at the same time? Especially this year you took 7 APs, right?
I think the key to like taking any class, AP or not, is just to make sure that you're actually interested in what the class is about. Like for me, I really like language and literature and history, even though I'm more science and math oriented. So those classes were just fun for me, and it wasn't a big deal if it was AP or not. And then obviously like math and stuff, I'm good at that. So APs are great.
Yeah. Okay, great. So what is your goal school? Because usually we invite students who already get their offer. Well, you already get your offer, right? So, but the things like we want to just kind of like have something interesting to tracking. For example, this year I interview you, and then next year when you got everything down for your application, so we would like to invite you back again to share more about experiences, but tell us like your goal school right now.
Okay, I would say my goal schools would be Columbia and UCLA because, like I said,
why not Harvard and Stanford?
For schools wise, I feel like I'm looking more at like programs or like why, like something specific that draws me there instead of just being like, oh cool, it's Harvard, like that is the penultimate goal for like every kid ever. And I don't know, I like about Harvard, I'm sure it's a good school, but I didn't really like find anything super specific that I liked. Whereas something like Columbia has a core curriculum and I really like literature, so I was like, that's great. I can pursue a major in like math and still be able to study literature in depth because I enjoy it. And then my other goals would probably be UCLA because they have a really good program for medicine. So yeah, that interests me specifically. And I'm like,
okay, yeah. So your major want to be?
I want a double major in biochem and statistics.
Okay, I see. And so your future, you want to be a doctor?
Well, doctor, kind of like doctor and researcher.
Okay.
I like research.
Okay, cool. So because you told us a lot about your reward, like competition. So actually it's kind of like struggle for a lot of students because I know that you spend a lot of time on swimming, right? And because you also have to, travel around for the competition. So how you manage the time and, the study and the sports and everything? You don't even try to manage everything.
I'm not really that sure. I feel like something I do is just like I procrastinate, but then make sure your procrastination is productive. Like if you don't want to do your English homework right now, then just don't do it. But then do something that's productive. Like skip your English homework, do your math homework. Don't skip your English homework and then go play video games. Or maybe do, but like make sure it's very short. like get back on track quickly, I guess. Like,
But do you play video games?
I do play video games occasionally.
How many hours a day?
Ooh, a day? I don't.
You don't like
This is
spend
not like regular. Like I play maybe weekends and breaks. So like it's a thing. I'm like, okay, I'll play. Like once I get done with everything, then I can play video games.
Usually you play video games, or like you stop playing it, or your parents like help you to stop it.
Oh, I stopped playing on my own.
You still okay? Wow. Okay. So how you think you can do, like, you have like such great like self motivation? How you can get it? Or you were born like that, or your parents train you like that? Because I see like a lot of self motivated students, but it's different. A lot of them, like, they have like tiger parents, so parents usually push them to, have the habit like that way. But I talked to your parents, it doesn't seem like they're not tiger, right? They're not tiger parents. So how you get this set of motivation, self motivation?
I feel like because my parents are not tiger parents, and they are actually like pretty loose about what I do. I guess I feel like the freedom helps because, I mean, like, I feel like there's a certain kind of self motivation into like playing video games for 6 hours a day too. And for me, it's just like I don't have that drive towards video games, but I really like stuff like reading. Or, I mean, I generally enjoy math. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of my self-motivation is just, I like doing this. I don't mind doing this. So
do you consider yourself like a 学霸, like a nerd, like study machine?
No. I am definitely the dunce of my friend group. All my friends are smarter than me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, the things like I heard like you, I know like you passed your PSAT 1,500 and you qualified for the scholarship. And also you got your first time try SAT, got 1,570, right? So what do you think that helps you to get this kind of like high score?
I feel like, because like I did attend classes.
Of course,
here
my
yeah, not sure, great.
No, I'm just saying like how you apply the strategy to your class, because usually we have some like I have to work with the students to convince them like, hey, you don't want to just go get the score, like organic score, right? You still want to prepare something. Do you really prepare for your test?
Depends. Like, I feel like for the SAT, it wants you to think a really specific way. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. It just matters like how well you match what the SAT wants you to think. So I feel like especially like test prep and like learning about strategies. Like I remember one of the things that has stuck with me most is reading the lines of evidence on evidence-based questions before reading the actual question. And that's really helpful because if I just read the question and went for it, my brain goes about 6 different directions. Like, how do you want me to interpret this? But then reading evidence is like, okay,
I know.
I only have one option to go with out of those 6
I personally feel like very, very stressful when I have class with you, okay? Because, like teaching the kids like you is really challenging for me, especially, you're very good at like hard questions, but you're kind of like making silly mistake for the easy questions. So that took a lot of like both times, but I do feel like you improve a lot. I mean, you're the best record so far, one of the best records so far. So another question I want to ask is like, when we talk about some other people's kids,别人家的孩子, right? So you kind of like belongs to somebody's kids. It's not like our related, right? So I want to say like, compared to like the paper smart, life smart, do you feel like you belongs to like academic smart? How about like life smart? Do you have any life smart you feel like that way, or you belongs to more academic part? What do you think?
I feel like I'm fairly balanced, again, because my parents give me so much freedom. It's just like, yeah, because like, I don't know, I definitely know people who are like very, very paper smart and just are kind of inept at staying alive. Like my brother gassed himself trying to clean a bathroom, so don't do that. But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty balanced. Like I'm not gonna die if you leave me alone for a couple days. It'll be great. But
okay.
I feel like a big reason is just like, having the freedom to figure out how not to die if you leave me alone for a week. So yeah.
I see. So can you describe a little bit about your typical day? Because I still trying to, ask for many of the students, like, how can you manage, accomplish so much within 13 hours a day, right? I guess you still sleep, right? And you told me you sleep like before 11 every day. How can you manage everything and accomplish so much within a certain amount of time? Besides, you mentioned about the efficiency, and what else you think? Or you were just born like that, genetically?
I don't think like anyone's, okay, maybe there are people born like that. But
have you ever tested IQ before?
I have not. So
do you believe you're gifted kids? Or you are like work hard?
I'm biased on this one because, like I said, all my friends are smarter than me. So I would say I'm not that gifted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about like the typical day.
Okay. I get up at 7. Don't do this, kids, because I'm late the first period every day. I'm like a minute late, so it's not too bad, but I am late.
So who wake you up? Alarm wake you up?
Alarm. But I have learned how to turn off my alarm in my sleep, so now I set 4 different alarms.
Okay.
But yeah, it's great. So I get to school around 7:35-ish. Yeah. And then I have 4 classes, so I get 4. My classes are 85 minutes each because I have a block schedule, so my classes switch every day as well. I get out of school around 2:30. I tutor after school for an hour until 3:30, and then 3:30 until 4:10 is my homework time. So I just like, well, I know it's only 40 minutes.
So you finish your homework within such small amount of time.
Well, there's pressure. I know I have 40 minutes to do homework, so I'm just gonna do all of it now.
Okay.
I feel like if you gave me 6 hours, I would actually take 6 hours. But like knowing I only have 40 minutes, I get everything done because yeah. So that's my homework time, and then I swim until 7, and then I get home around 7:50.
You didn't mention anything about eating.
Oh, okay, well,
you eat, right?
I will eat, yes.
Okay.
I get home around 7:50.
Okay.
I eat dinner till like 8:20 maybe. I'm not a fast eater.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8:20 to 11. It would be nice to say that's my homework time, but I procrastinate. Like I definitely text people too much during that time. So that's just like finish homework.
Oh, one thing I'm really curious, like why you guys like testing a lot? Because that's kind of like an issue for most of my students, right? So usually the parents complain like, hey, you know, my kids is like texting every single day. I don't even know who is texting, you know, but just like a lot of message exchanges. So what are you guys testing about? I mean, we want the parents to understand a little bit more, right? What are you guys texting about?
I feel like my texting is pretty wholesome. I'm not like secretly dating anyone or anything. It's
okay.
Like,
I mean, you can. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think my parents would be against it either, but like I'm just saying like it's pretty wholesome. Like
So you like exchange what? Usually what is the topic about?
Sometimes it's about school, sometimes it's just like random things.
Random thing. All right. So for example, you want to test me right now. For example, I'm your friend. What are you going to test me? Hey, what's up?
These are really random. I'm just like, hey, if I tasted the wall, what would the wall taste like?
What?
or if I drink Dayquil and NyQuil at the same time, do they cancel out? It's just like it's really stupid stuff. It's just like yeah,
you enjoy a lot. I mean, you guys enjoy a lot. That's like typical high school testing, right?
Well, I don't know. I feel like my friends got used to my weird non-sequitur thoughts because I text them like, hey, if I drink a 5-hour energy and then a 6-hour sleep, will I be awake or asleep? And they'll be like, why are you doing this to us? But yeah.
Okay. But they still test you back.
Yeah, they do text me back.
And they are all like belongs to academically competitive overall like you, right? Or they're not like that. And so basically you are testing them and you already get your homework down, but they are testing you, but they're still doing their homework.
Okay, I feel like the people I text like most often are pretty much all very academically strong. So
I see.
They probably have their homework done. Probably, I feel like they do. But I also have like swim friends who
so
are.
So you guys need this kind of like social connection, right? So
yes.
Like,
please do not take away my iMessage. I will be sad.
Okay, I see. Okay, so well, can you tell me something about your teenager symptom? Because I cannot tell, you know, because I have been working with a lot of students, and for you, I mean, it's really easy to work with, and I don't never remind you and never push you. I mean, we had a class, I mean, it's challenging to teach you, but it's still like very easy to work with. So you seems like don't have any symptom of teenager. Yeah. Do you know the reason?
No, I definitely do. Like,
do you have like rebel time with your parents?
My teenage rebellion is not wanting to study engineering.
Oh, really? So your parents want you to study engineer?
Yes, I do not want to be an engineer. That is my teenage rebellion, not being an engineer.
Oh, okay. Why? Why not?
I don't like it. Like I've taken like I think I've been given a lot of opportunities to try that out, and I've just never liked any of them. So I just don't want to do it.
Okay. And your parents don't really want to force you to do that.
I mean, sometimes they're like, "Why not engineering?" I'm just like, "I don't want to."
Okay.
So
I see.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And one question I asked you before, and I asked you, are you a Christian? Do you have any religion or something?
I am Christian. Like my family's not Christian, but my brother is, I think. Andrew. Yeah, he's Christian.
Okay.
My older brother is.
So do you feel like the religion helped you a lot, or? Because, you know, you're like really strong in everything. I can't really find reason, and you cannot really tell the reason. So God help a lot, right? So that's the only thing. All right, just kidding. So you do believe like the religion helps a lot. Like you have a strong belief that can drive you just to go forward.
I don't know about drive, but I guess there's something nice about believing that you have an inherent worth outside of what you do in school, I guess. And I feel like that's definitely a problem for a lot of people who do really well in school, that's just like they never think they're enough, I guess, because especially in schools like, well, a lot of Cupertino schools like Pali or Gunn have a lot of like mental health problems with depression and stuff. So I feel like God definitely helps with that, because thinking that you have a worth outside of your transcript or your GPA it's like, it's nice. It keeps things in perspective. Yeah.
So you pay more attention to the process and just give the rest of to God, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds like really nice. Okay, so what is your, okay, another question, a very challenging question. Okay, you're ready for that. Okay, what is your adversity score? This is like that's a lot for the students.
-10.
-10. All right, so what do you think about adversity score?
Okay, well, from what I could be wrong, but from what I've read about it, it's like assigning you a score based on how rich your neighborhood that you live in and your school is. And I feel like that's very non-representative, because again, it's an average. It's not even looking at you, it's looking at an average of your school. And without knowing anything about distributions, I would not rely on it very much, because very few people fit exactly in the average. Like outliers affect the average, everything like that. It's not a good way of representing a lot of people. It's an average, I guess. It's like building 10 really, really bad houses and one really good house and being like, hey, look, the average house is okay. But that's not true, because the average house is like, most houses are really bad and you have one really good house and the average is not actually okay. So I feel like it's an attempt to fix a problem, but it doesn't actually fix problems. And there are much better ways to do it.
Okay. And do you feel like there's some kind of kids, they need to kind of like take advantages for that, or they have chance to get like better opportunity? Because I'm interested in the different opinion from the students.
I feel like it can be manipulated, because like the whole college scandal thing just showed that even SAT scores and just even admissions in general are just very easy to manipulate. So I feel like the more factors you introduce, the easier it is to manipulate. There's always going to be some rich guy who's like, I'm going to figure out a university score of like 20 instead of -10. So
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, like, you're getting to the application season, right? So everybody started to, kind of like think about what kind of school, like Ivies, like challenging school, but you already get your offer from the USC, right? Last year. So basically you start application last year.
Yeah.
Okay. And you already get SCU, right? USC.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you told me like you rejected them, right?
Yeah. They're expensive.
Okay. So why you want to think about like apply last year when you were in grade 10?
I'm mostly done with my classes, I think. I think I have like Gov left, and that's the only thing I was supposed to take anyways. So I was like, hey, one class, I could just do that over the summer. Why not graduate as a junior and just go off to college? And yeah, I don't know. I felt, or my FAFSA, based off my FAFSA, I thought I would get more financial aid, so I applied and then I got in, but I did not get financial aid. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just wait another year and hope I get more financial aid this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, that sounds great. And you already told me like you finished most of the essay of your application, right? Just not even started and you already finished it, right? So why you always like, prepare ahead? A lot of situations like, the teacher and parents have to push them to finish, hey, so do your parents really remind you anything, or you just manage everything your own?
Ooh, my parents remind me, but okay, don't do this. My USC essays, they were due December 1st at 12 a.m. I turned them in November 31st at 11:57. So don't do that. I'm only done with them because I had to write them anyways. So yeah, I don't think I start things that far ahead either. It's just I kind of start things when I want to start things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow. Okay. So we want to give like a little time for anyone who want to ask you questions. So basically, we have parents here, we have students here. And this is someone I'm so proud of. Okay, so we want to like give some like Q&A time to see if you want to have any question and ask Addison, so we can ask Addison to answer the question or me ask the question. Okay, so okay, so I think some parents want to request for recording for their kids to watch it. Okay, well, how about this? Give some like advice, like 3 pieces of advice that you think you're like your peer and your friends or anyone your same age or someone under you or younger than you, and then they can just learn something from you. It's like 3, only 3. I know you have a lot, but only 3. Okay.
Okay, number 1, do what you like. Like if you pick something, like it sounds really cliche, but if you pick something you like, it's not that bad to study for. if you pick something you really do not like, you are not going to want to study for it, and you will not study for it, and then you will fail the class.
And what about they don't know what they like and what they don't like?
Try everything. You'll figure out what you like eventually. Like, I mean, you're obviously, like, if you try everything, you'll find what you dislike at least, so don't do what you dislike. So, yeah, if you don't know, just try a lot of things. It's okay if you don't know. Just, yeah, at least go out in there and try it. You could be surprised.
That's good. That's good. I like it. And that's also the advice I give to my students. Okay, so number 2.
Don't apply to colleges just because it's prestigious. Like, I feel like everyone is like, Stanford, woo!
You should try Stanford. That's something I'm going to convince you later on after open class.
Okay. But like, again, it kind of ties back to number 1. Like, go there because there's a program or something that you really enjoy about it, and not because it's called Stanford.
But Stanford also can find something that you enjoy about it.
Yes, yeah. But I'm saying if you can't, like, find a school that's, like, a good fit for you.
But you just really like Columbia better than Stanford, right?
Just, like, find what's, like, a good fit for you, not the most prestigious school you can possibly get into.
Why you feel Stanford doesn't fit you? Why you feel like you fit more like for Columbia?
I mean, I feel like Stanford would be okay, but I feel like that's, again, really...
Because you don't like the name.
No.
Starting with S.
No.
Sounds like Stratford. That's pretty cool, right?
No, but like, I feel like it's really super academically competitive, and it's also like...
So you want to give yourself a little bit like relaxed time when you're getting college?
Maybe relaxing time, but I don't know if I want to be like just constant competition with everyone.
Oh, you are a competitor. Come on. You're a competitor.
Yeah, but
like, you just decide I'm not going to join a competition any longer after getting college, so I'm going to go to East Coast to go to Columbia, right?
Well, I mean, Columbia is still competitive.
It's still, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, there's like like.
What do you like most about Columbia?
Core curriculum. I really like being able to study.
So you studied every curriculum for the colleges and you figure out like that fits you better.
Yeah, because I feel like if you don't know what curriculum is, it's like even if you want to be a math science person, you have to like study English and history. And I really like English, so I'm just like I'm cool with that. I like being able to study English in depth. So
okay, wow, okay. So that's the number 2 rule.
Yeah,
number 2.
Pick something that fits you, not the most prestigious you can possibly get into.
Okay, great. And number 3.
Can this be directed at parents?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Don't be the tiger parent.
Yeah. Okay, so that's also the question I ask you. What do you appreciate most from your parents?
I really like the freedom because I feel like...
Give an example and what kind of freedom?
Okay. I mean, like, I know I have friends whose parents are like, you can go out on a Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and only if I know who you're going out with and only if I know where you're going and only, yeah. It's like, I feel, okay, I have showed up at my friend's house with a PowerPoint of, like, why they should be allowed to go out with me before. I feel like that was very excessive because, like I literally had a PowerPoint, like, Kaden should be able to go out with me because X and Y. And whereas my parents were just like, hey, are you going out? I'm like, yep, I'm going out. Here's who I'm going out with. And then I feel like that's, like, just an example. But I feel like the more you try to control your kids, the better they're going to get at rebelling.
But what about like we don't control? You know, now I change my position. I'm a mother of 2, so I want to say, what if we just don't control them? What if they go, you know, a different path that they just don't even know they shouldn't go? You know?
Yeah, I feel like.
What about like we concern? You know, we worry about you guys.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a balance between tiger mom and like neglect, but just don't go too far on either side. Like total neglect would be bad too, but yeah, just. Don't be that mom who's like, study harder and then study even harder and then study harder and then you can go out with your friends, which is never. So
what do your parents usually tell you? Like, what is the most frequent words that your mom told you?
I'm trying to think.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, true.
Okay, that's the only thing. That's the most frequent thing that they ask you?
Yeah, probably.
And how about it for study?
I don't know when the last time my mom checked my grades would be.
So never.
Never. Yeah.
Okay, so you will remember everything. You don't need them to manage everything to be a secretary for you, right?
That sounds exhausting.
Wow. Okay, great. So the only advice we give to the parents in the end is just don't be tiger parents. Well, I personally feel like I have to train to be tiger parents in the future. I'm not sure, but I'm learning. Okay. All right. So we got some question. Do you travel a lot for swimming meeting? Like swimming competition? Yeah, swimming meets. Yes.
Relative? I don't know. I actually haven't traveled that far. It's mostly been within like California or nearby states. So it's not too bad
But you have to do homework on the way.
Yes,
right?
yes. It's very time intensive, and I mean, I feel like a good thing about my swim team is that we're all pretty academically inclined. So there's definitely just a bunch of us like pulling out calculators and textbooks at swim meets, being like, we're doing homework now. Yeah.
Okay, so everything you have to, control yourself, manage everything.
Yes.
So, okay, great.
So,
have you ever missed any homework, I wonder?
Oh, you're gonna. Okay. Don't do this, kids.
Then you talk to parents. Then you talk to teacher, and the teacher's like, "Oh, anyway, you're my favorite. It's straight A." Okay.
Okay. That's guilty.
Okay.
I feel like teachers like me, so they definitely let me get away with more.
Okay, so how you handle the relation with teacher? Maybe later on we can have another topic about that, so we can see we can teach a student how to interact with teachers, right? So sometimes when you have a good relationship, you can definitely benefit from that. Okay, so I know the parents told me they have a group called how to deal with teacher group, and I say, can I join the group? Then I say, no, you're a teacher, and I say, oh, but I'm parents too, so I joined the how to deal with teacher group, but I don't know if the student have this kind of group. Okay, so another question: what major would you like to do? I think you mentioned already.
Yeah,
right?
I would like to double major if possible. I would like to double major in biochemistry and statistics because I hope to become a physician researcher. I guess if I had to pick one, I would probably pick statistics because I like math.
Oh, okay. So you're a math girl.
Not really. I like
the girl like math is really unique,
I like a lot of things other than math too. I just happen to be good at that.
Okay. So have you visited any school yet?
I visited UCLA and USC. I think that's it.
Oh, doesn't count. Okay. But you said your favorite Columbia. I cannot believe you never visited before.
I saw pictures of Andrew.
So you only see picture. You never been there before.
Well, I thought about visiting over finals week because I didn't have finals, but then I don't know, I just didn't have.
So this summer.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So another one is any advice for freshmen?
If you know what you want to do, then go for it. If you don't know what you want to do, just join everything and hope one of them works out.
Okay, so.
Yeah. And even if you know
join everything is a little bit risky,
Okay, well, it's a little bit risky, but
But if you join everything, can you for example, you spread out your time with everything, right?
Well, yeah, but also freshman year, you have a lot of time. You think you're stressed, but you'll get more stressed. So do it now before you get more stressed. Oh, more advice: take your SATs because then you don't have to think about it junior year, and that's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. But even if you think you know what you like, still try a lot of other things because you could definitely change. I always thought I liked biology and I liked chemistry. And then the first time I tried a dissection, my bird just fell apart and had organs everywhere. And I'm like, okay, maybe not. So yeah, I didn't figure out that I liked math until this year. So try everything. You'll find something you like.
Okay, maybe next year, maybe for the application season, Allison gonna apply for computer science to be an engineer.
Maybe I'll suddenly become an engineer.
Okay. All right. So do you plan to swim at a college? Do you plan to go recruiting to college? That means do you want to just go college because of your swimming? I mean, you can, right?
I could, I guess. I've looked into it. I've talked to a few coaches like UC Davis and Caltech. I don't know. I'm still deciding because it's definitely a really big time commitment, and I definitely want to try new things in college as well. So I feel like one of the things about swimming is that you just end up not having a life ever, which is partially why I text so much.
And plus, you're going to have your glasses all the time.
Okay, yeah. You also end up with a horrible goggles hand.
All right.
So, yeah, that's a big decision, and I'm working on it.
Okay. So we will let everybody know maybe after, maybe next year at this time. So we're definitely going to invite you back, and then you can just share with everybody about your result, your offer, and what is your feeling about this whole process of this application. So another question, any advice for entering grade 6? Oh, it's getting younger.
Okay. Oh, it's getting younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excited, right? Do you remember when you were grade 6?
I was a weird kid. So
you were?
I was really weird.
I think advice can be just enjoy the present time because the moment is very important. And,
okay, grade 6. No one cares what you do yet, including colleges. So I'm not saying go get D's because do not go get D's. Go get A's. Those are nice. But it's 6th grade. Embrace your weirdness. Try new things. You're still really young. So
and read more.
Yeah, read more. Read a lot. Don't be that that's another piece of advice. Don't be the kid who's like, I want to be an engineer, so I'm never going to open a book. Because you have to write college essays, and if you never open a book, your essays will be really, really bad. And you might be the best engineer ever, but if you can't like have a coherent thought, you're not going to be very good at working because no one can communicate with you. So yeah, no matter what you do, read a lot. It's helpful.
Okay, yeah. That's for grade 6.
Yeah, start
How
reading.
about any advice for preschooler?
Oh, preschoolers?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
No preschooler. Okay, so do you have time for school clubs? Which clubs you are in?
Okay, yeah. I am in math club. That was obvious.
You're a math girl, yeah.
I'm our media rep for chess club and for MD Junior, which is just, I'm not even sure what that club does, but it's great. Chess club plays chess, obviously. I am treasurer for Interact Club, which is a community service club, and for Forensics Club. And then, other than that, I dance. So, yeah.
Okay, so basically you just don't have time for study, but you have time for everything. And your studies do very well, and your score is very high. Okay, so that's basically what you want to say.
Clubs are fun, though.
I definitely feel like you have high energy level that keep you like always like very, energetic, and also you can do everything without feeling tired, because I do have a lot of students, like they feel tired. They don't really have interest. I feel like doing sports kind of like help you to keep the high energy level. So that can make you feel like, you're capable to do everything because you never feel like tired, right? That's part of the reason I find out for a lot of students who do really good in their sports, okay? So hopefully this one can help you out. So another one is any good extracurriculum activities for college? Any good extracurriculum activities for college? So I think they were asking like what activities you feel like is good for college, right? So something like you want to do, but you keep want to doing it when you get in college.
Yeah.
Swimming for sure.
Well, yeah, if you
dance for
sport,
sure.
Do that.
And chatting with friends, texting for sure. And what else?
I'm lucky that my school offers like a lot of research opportunities. Mm-hmm. So especially for us, we have like a program where you can like send experiments to the ISS, like up in space. Woo! So do that if your school offers it. Just like take any opportunity you can to like focus on what you like, I guess. Yeah, and then don't write off the not academic things, because like I said, I'm part of Interact Club, which is a community service club, and actually a lot of people who are very involved in it, like our officers or the people who run the larger area in general, they actually do get into very good colleges, because I think colleges do want to see that you have a personality outside of just being, engineering, best engineer ever. So yeah, do things that are not school related too. For me, that's community service. You could do like, I don't know, art club or something. I don't know. Just pick something that you like and do it. And just, I guess, whatever you do it well. Don't do that. Maybe, I did say do everything. But like, if you commit to
you did. Yeah. You did say everything.
Yeah, like, don't like half-heartedly do anything. So like I feel like any extracurriculum can be good as long as you just like put your heart into it.
Okay. Yeah. So the most important thing is like find what you like. You know where your heart is. That's the most important part,
and,
right?
Like don't be too quick to write anything off. Like even if it's not related to your major, just do it anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Have fun. But most important thing is like, you want to do it consistently, and also you want to show or find out where your passion is.
Yeah.
That's very important. Okay, one more question. I think we had a lot of questions today. Okay, good for you. So this is kind of like, demo training for the interview for your college, right? So do you do any out of school community services? I think you do, right?
Yeah, so over the summer,
one of the services is in with us. So you're going to help me out for teaching assistant. Okay, so what else do you do outside school?
I teach kids how to swim. It's just a program to teach like underprivileged kids how not to drown, because drowning is bad. And so yeah, other than that, I'm part of my school's leadership program, so we end up doing a lot of community service, just like setting up stuff for the school, like school dances, freshman events, mentoring freshmen, just stuff like that. And other than that, I go to like church community service sometimes. I've signed up to do it this summer. Haven't started yet, so yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. So I think this is everything about today. I know we have a lot of questions, and if you would like to talk to Allison to know more, or bring your kids and come to some of you so we can just chat with you. So when you are working. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining us for today's seminar, today's open class. We want to bring a more interesting topic. I think so.
Grade A student. Should I answer that?
Which one? Oh, Are you a straight A student with
Yes,
so many APs?
I am.
Yes, she is. Okay, she's a tiger student. All right. Okay, so best wish for your application, and we're gonna invite you back to share more about your application service next year after you get off. Okay. All right. So say bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. See you.